I would like to welcome and thank the congregation, my family, and friends for attending my Bat Mitzvah ceremony. Today is a very special day for me, and I'm so happy that all of you can share it with me. When I first began studying my Pasha, I was very enthusiastic, until I discovered how complex it was. Out of the Torah's 613 commandments, there are 74 listed in this week's Parsha, Ki Teitzei. This is more than any other Parsha in the Torah. I talked to Rabbi Spiegel, and he recommended that I should spend the next several days elucidating them in detail with all of you. Just kidding. Instead, I'm only going to name a few. These commandments include the rights of a captive woman, the inheritance rights of the firstborn, the punishment of the wayward and rebellious son, burial and dignity of the deceased, returning a lost object, sending away the mother bird before taking away her young, and the various forms of forbidden plant and animal hybrids. Ki Teitzei concludes with the obligation to remember what Amalek did to you on the road on your way out of Egypt, and I believe that this is the most significant commandment in this week's Torah portion. Now that I have briefly explained the meaning of this week's Parsha, I'm going to discuss the thoughts of the famous rabbi, the Rambam, on remembering Amalek. He states that it is a good deed to continually recognize Amalek's attack, and that it is forbidden to forget our disgust for them. Why, though, is it imperative for Jews to comprehend and remember Amalek's assault on us? Prior to the ambush, the Israelites were tired and weak. There was a limited amount of food and water, and the harsh conditions of the desert served as no aid. They were struggling and starting to lose faith in God. Amalek did not fear God's power and wrath, so they ambushed the Israelites from behind. Because the Israelites traveled with the strong in the front and the weak in the back, Amalek's strategy was particularly immoral. In fact, this meant that they primarily attacked the greatly disadvantaged of the group, the women, children, and elderly. By doing this, Amalek managed to completely overwhelm the Israelites. With much perseverance, however, the Israelites prevailed, but at a great cost. According to one of the mitzvot in Ki Teitzei, if a child is erratic, his parents have the first responsibility to discipline him and teach their child lessons on how to behave. However, if the child continues to be crude, even past community intervention, then he will ultimately be put to death. I believe that God is the parent. He teaches his children by disciplining them. The Israelites are his children. When they were losing faith in God, God sent Amalek's attack in order to teach the Israelites a lesson. This is why we must never forget Amalek's evil doings. If we forget this, we also forget its significant moral. I feel that Amalek is more than just an evil tribe that attacked the children of Israel when they were leaving Egypt. Amalek symbolizes the collective nefarious servants who have, and still do, exist in the world. Throughout our history, many nations have attempted to annihilate the Jewish people. The ancient Egyptians, the Philistines, the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Spanish Empire, the Russian Empire, the Nazis, the Arab nations, the Hezbollah, and the Hamas. My family has experienced our own hardships brought on by this concept of Amalek. During World War II, the Nazis murdered approximately 550,000 Jews out of the 825,000 Hungarian Jewish population. It was only by luck that my grandmother, Miriam Rebbe, was a survivor of this Holocaust. She, as well as my great-grandmother, Gazela Rebbe, and my great-great-grandparents, Enrik and Aranka Rebbe, were all on a train that was supposed to head to Auschwitz. Due to a clerical error, the train went to Vienna, Austria. If not for that error, I would not be delivering this speech right now. Today, Jews and the state of Israel face numerous threats and attacks, namely anti-Semitism in Europe, which is on the rise, Hamas' relentless rocket attacks against civilians, and finally, 170,000 Iranian rockets and missiles aimed at Israel. From the ambush of Israelites to the Holocaust, Amalek has played a significant role in our history as Jews. It is important not to forget Amalek because history always seems to repeat itself. God wants us, the children of Israel, to have faith in him and follow his mitzvot. If we all follow God's commandments and not lose faith in him, he will not send an Amalek to punish us. To conclude, I would like to thank Rabbi Spiegel, Joyce Bronstein, and Chazan Pablo for guiding me through my Hebrew studies. Also, I want to thank my mom and dad for always being there, encouraging me every step of the way. Also, I would like to thank the congregation, my family, and friends for attending my bat mitzvah ceremony today. And finally, a special thank you to the amazing Betty Sunshine for tutoring me and helping me prepare for this very special day. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.